The race is about to start. 5 lights are about to go out here at Shanghai for round 3 of the World Championships. It is lights out and away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas gets off to a decent start. Mercedes drivers as well. Not a brilliant start for them, but Sebastian Vettel has got off to an absolutely mighty start. He's gone straight through the inside of both of them and has taken the lead. As you can see, he clearly has the better straight line speed. He has the DRS right open. Sebastian trying to defend, but it looks like Valtteri Bottas has made the position stick, but Vettel's going to try and defend around the outside of the hairpin, and Sebastian retakes the lead. We go on to the end of lap 9 now. So because start-finish straight, there's a few drivers in the pits, and Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, I think they're double stacking again. Well, if Lewis passes us here, I think it's going to be all over. Sebastian runs very wide. He tried to defend around the outside, but he has front ran wide, and Lewis Hamilton now moves into the lead. If you look on the screen carefully, it's raining. He starts the final lap of the Grand Prix. He's 12 seconds behind Hamilton, but I don't think he's... Wait a minute, Sebastian Vettel has just taken the lead of the Grand Prix. And oh my god, he's pitted for wet! He's pitted for wet on the final lap of the Grand Prix. It's not going to matter. Despite being on the wrong tyres for the final lap, Sebastian Vettel wins the Chinese Grand Prix.
Welcome to the deserts of Bahrain, where the Formula One circus has rolled into town. We're expecting the cars to appear out on track shortly to start today's practice session. This weekend's night race will definitely be a challenge for some of the drivers, as not all of them have driven under lights before, so they'll need to quickly adapt to the conditions.
They will have already acclimatised and configured their normal race weekend routine to a night schedule, but I can't wait to see which driver gets up to speed the quickest in these conditions.
It's still taking some getting used to, seeing Sebastian Vettel in the red of Ferrari this season.
It's been ingrained into him to pull into that Red Bull pit box for the last 6 years, so he's going to have to break that habit to make sure he doesn't repeat the mistakes some other drivers have made in recent seasons.
Hey, what's up? It is Dan, or DMath96 here, and welcome to the Bahrain Grand Prix for round 4, Sebastian's return to glory. And today Sebastian comes here feeling very confident. He's won at this track twice before, in 2012 and 2013, and he's feeling very motivated after his Chinese Grand Prix victory last time out. If you haven't seen that race, I recommend you go back and watch it. It got very exciting, especially towards the end. So Sebastian now leads the championship quite a way ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and he's hoping to extend it this weekend. But now, let's go straight into the qualifying report. The Bahrain Grand Prix is the first race of the season to take place at night. Straight line speed is a crucial part of the track as qualifying got underway. Manor once again line up at the back of the grid, with Roberto Merri making it 4-0 in the qualifying battle against Will Stevens. It was a disappointing session for McLaren after their double points finish in China. However, the team was still pleased with Fernando Alonso's 13th place. Romain Grosjean's difficult year continued as he qualified in the bottom 5 for the 3rd race in a row. Teammate Pastor Maldonado will start 12th and will be looking for his first points of the season. It was a solid session for Sauber, with Marcus Ericsson 15th, once again behind teammate Nasser in 11th. Carlos Sainz continues his impressive qualifying pace with 9th, once again outpacing teammate Max Verstappen down in 14th. The same can be said about Force India, with Sergio Perez in 16th, nearly a whole second off Nico Hülkenberg in 8th. Red Bull knew that Bahrain would be a struggle for them, considering their lack of straight line speed, and it showed, with Daniel Ricciardo 7th and Danny Kvyat only 10th. Williams continued their one lap run in qualifying, and it paid off for Valtteri Bottas yet again as he ended up in 4th position, with teammate Massa 2 places behind in 6th. As expected, it was a Mercedes on pole position, but it wasn't Lewis Hamilton. Nico Rosberg ended his teammate's successive run of poles by qualifying almost a whole second faster than his teammates, who could only manage a disappointing 5th place. This put Ferrari in a good position for the race, with Sebastian Vettel alongside Rosberg in 2nd, with Kimi RAIKKONEN just behind in 3rd.
It's nearly 6 o'clock in the evening here in Sakhir, and that means it's nearly time for the Bahrain Grand Prix. One man on a roll at the moment is Nico Rosberg. He could pretty much cruise to pole position yesterday, such was his performance advantage. Barring any mechanical problems, he's in a really strong position now for the race.
Anything can happen on race day: a poor start, a mechanical issue, the weather being unpredictable, or just the fact another driver has a better performance. So whilst he's definitely hoping for the race win, he knows his name isn't written on the trophy just yet.
This track has been so kind to Fernando Alonso in the past. He's won here before, and he'll be hoping that he can put in a similar performance today. But is another race win realistic?
He knows how to win here, and that's really important. It will give him a lot of confidence going into today's race.
So here we are on the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're going to try another two-start strategy for today's race because we're starting second on the grid and we have a very good chance of winning the Grand Prix. So it will be another option prime strategy again. We're starting on the options as well, so it should be a good race as the lights are about to illuminate above the drivers right now. And they are out, and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Round 4 of World Championship. It's a good start for both Ferrari drivers. Raikkonen getting alongside Rosberg's not got to the best start, and Raikkonen, I believe, moves into the lead of the Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas has also passed Sebastian Vettel, who drops down to third. Another poor start there for Germany. He's looking at about to lose position to Felipe Massa, but he just about holds on. And Valtteri Bottas, a brilliant start for him, and a brilliant start for Kimi RAIKKONEN, as those two are now 1 and 2 at the Bahrain Grand Prix. So the two Finnish drivers lead in Bahrain, with Sebastian Vettel following behind. Brilliant start for both Ferrari and Williams, who are ahead of both the Mercedes drivers now as we go forward to the end of lap 1 now to have a look at the gap between Vettel and Bottas as we cross the start-finish line. Kimi RAIKKONEN leads the Bahrain Grand Prix. He starts lap 2 now, and we start lap 2 as well. We're 8 tenths behind Valtteri Bottas, and it's not been the best of starts, to be quite honest. Managed to lose a position, but we do have better pace than Williams, so it shouldn't be too long that we catch up to him and pass him. So it's now Ferrari 1-2 as we have a slight oversteer moment going out of turn 2. They're skipping on to the end of lap 2 now, and going in cinematic shot, we have a good run here on Valtteri Bottas. Better straight line speed than Williams. Going down into turn 1, we have a look at the inside line, and we move up to P2. Sebastian Vettel is now ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and now it is a Ferrari 1-2 here in Bahrain. Now he just has to keep up to Raikkonen. We could have a good battle here between the two teammates. On to lap 4 now. Going on to the next lap of the Grand Prix. It's going slightly wide in this tricky section here. But Sebastian's been struggling all weekend with that part of the track. And especially with the turn 10 and 11 corners as well. It's another tricky part for him. As we go on to lap 5 now. The gap is now 2.4 seconds, so he is losing time. And that is certainly not going to help. Clipping the curve a lot there and going right off the track, going very wide. And now he's going to be under attack from Valtteri Bottas, who has caught up massively because of this. And now going on cinematic shot again now, going into the turn 10 corner. Vettel going wide again, and he's and I said earlier he struggles with that corner, and you can completely see there as Bottas has the DRS side by side with Sebastian Vettel now. But and going into the next corner, Bottas has the inside line, but Vettel just holds on round the outside and keeps second position for the time being, whilst Kimi RAIKKONEN is just pulling away off into the distance. Have a look at the replay of Sebastian's mistake there, and just going too wide on the curb, going off the track. Not what he wanted there. He doesn't want to do that for the entire race, otherwise it will just go horribly wrong for him now. So we go on to the end of lap 8, and Raikkonen has pulled off quite a gap now as Sebastian goes off into the pits for his first pit stop of the Grand Prix, the two that he is he's planning to make in this race. It's got to be a good stop here. I believe Kimi RAIKKONEN is pitting on the next lap, so he's going to try and see if he can get the undercut on his teammates and gain a lot of time after this pit stop now. I think he's going to rejoin somewhere in like 6th or 7th position as he goes down the pit straight now. It's going to be in P7, just behind Danny Kvyat in the Red Bull, and Max Verstappen come down the pit straight. So it's going to have a go, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. As you see, Nico Rosberg's in 9th position. But now Sebastian's just got to keep the car on the track if he wants to gain any time on Kimi RAIKKONEN once he makes his pit stop at the end of this lap. As we go onto the turn 10 and 11 corner. Now Sebastian has been struggling, and as you can see that running wide yet again, and Nico Rosberg has got a fantastic run, and he overtakes Vettel, who have a DRS as well. So Sebastian is going to struggle to try and get past Raikkonen again. As we go into the left hander now, he does have the traction through the corner, and it seems like he has quicker traction than Rosberg now. Going on to going to the penultimate corner of the lap now. He tries to have a little look going down the inside. It looks like he's going to pull it off. It goes side by side down the straight. Rosberg just holding on to the position and keeping P7 for the time being. So brilliant racing here between the two German drivers going into the final corner of the Grand Prix. Vettel having the inside line, and Sebastian takes P7. And going down the pit straight, Danny Kvyat enters the pits, and I believe everyone else ahead of him is going to be pitting as well. So it means that Raikkonen will be in the pits. He's advancing positions now, and there is Kimi RAIKKONEN Raikkonen at the end of the pit lane. Is Sebastian Vettel going to pass his teammates going into turn 1? It looks like Raikkonen's going to hold up position. He will have the inside line. Vettel has better traction. He's going to try and get around the outside of the inside for turn 2. And Sebastian Vettel takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it is still a Ferrari 1-2, but you can see there in the background Kimi RAIKKONen now under attack from Nico Rosberg, going all the way up to turn 4. And I think he's lost second position. So Kimi RAIKKOnen loses 2 positions as soon as he comes out of the pit lane. So not brilliant stuff there for the Finn as we go back on board with him now, skipping on to the final corner of the lap now, and Raikkonen takes the position back off Nico Rosberg, so he moves back into second position. It is still a Ferrari 1-2 as Nico Rosberg dives into the pit lane to make another pit stop there for the Mercedes driver. Now it is now a Ferrari 1-2 going on to the end of lap 11, on to lap 12 now, and Raikkonen has the DRS on Vettel, and it's great battling here between the two Ferrari drivers. Kimi Raikkonen moves into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. He doesn't want to give up this chance of winning. As we go into turn 2 now, Vettel holding the inside line, but Sebastian just keeps the position, but Raikkonen's got the inside line now. It's this great racing between the two teammates. It's just like in 2014 with 2 Mercedes drivers, but this time it's 2 Ferraris, and Vettel just holds on, and Sebastian keeps the lead of the Grand Prix. We have another look again on the next lap now, lap 13 of the Grand Prix. Raikkonen trying a similar move again. He does have DRS. Vettel trying to play defensively. Going down turn 1, Lewis Hamilton's also catching up in 3rd position. As we go into turn 1, Raikkonen has a much better line, and Kimi Raikkonen now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. As we have a look at what Lewis Hamilton has been doing with his battle with Valtteri Bottas for the final podium position, and there you can see the 2 Ferraris just ahead as Hamilton takes the inside line on Bottas and moves into 3rd position, so he could be a threat as well to the 2 Ferraris if he keeps pushing whilst these 2 are battling. On to lap 15 now, Vettel has the DRS and tries to get around the inside of Raikkonen. He takes a much better line, and Vettel takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Hamilton's caught up as well and is also in this battle now for the lead of the Grand Prix, and Vettel just takes it off Kimi Raikkonen. So Sebastian doing all that he can to try and keep the lead here, and he has now taken the lead off his teammate Kimi Raikkonen now. I believe Lewis Hamilton did come into the pits as we go on to lap 17 now, and so is Kimi Raikkonen, so he is now going to try and collect the undercut on his teammates. As we go on to lap 19, Sebastian Vettel moves into the pit lane now. Nico Rosberg moves into the lead of the Grand Prix, but I believe he has another pit stop to make. And Kimi Raikkonen's going to be coming down the pit straight anytime soon now. And it looks like that Vettel at the minute is going to be ahead of his teammate, but we haven't seen any sight of Raikkonen. There he is going down the pit straight, as you can see on the mini-map, and he just gets ahead of his teammate. So the undercut has worked brilliantly for Kimi Raikkonen. And now he moves into the lead of the Grand Prix as Nico Rosberg has just pitted and has rejoined in 3rd position behind the 2 Ferraris yet again. So at the minute it is still a Ferrari 1-2 as we only have a few more laps remaining of the Grand Prix, and Sebastian just has to try and keep up to Kimi Raikkonen, but he's also got to keep an eye on his fuel levels as well. As obviously he's had problems with his fuel. He ran out of fuel in Malaysia, so he doesn't want to lose more fuel in this race. He's dropping time there, 6 seconds behind Raikkonen now as we go into the turn 10-11 corner, and Nico Rosberg has been catching up. Vettel's been struggling with pace, but it looks like Kimi Raikkonen is going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. But Nico Rosberg with the DRS trying around the outside of a Ferrari driver, but Vettel just about holding on to the position, but Rosberg not giving up as well. He takes it easily around the inside, and Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas are also keeping up to this battle, so it could be a 4-way battle for 2nd place here as Rosberg just holds on. Vettel trying to keep up there. He will have a DRS onto lap 24 now. Can he keep a Ferrari 1-2? Yes, he can. Easy move there on Nico Rosberg going down into turn 1, and only 5 more laps to go. It doesn't look like that Vettel will be able to keep up to Raikkonen and close in. As we go to the back of the field right now, there's been a few retirements, and yes, you can see Will Stevens collects Nico Hülkenberg, but is forced into a spin. And there's Marcus Ericsson, who just didn't see the Manor driver driving straight into the side. Fernando Alonso has also hit him. He's out the Grand Prix. And what is Will Stevens doing? He's still in the middle of the track. What is the Manor driver doing? I have no idea. And that is Pastor Maldonado also going off the track as well. It's absolute chaos here at the back of the field now, as Will Stevens and Pastor Maldonado rejoin the track now. As Marcus Ericsson, you see, he has a punch from all of this, and Maldonado tries to enter the pits and smashes into the back of him, and because of that he hits the wall, and there is the wheel being collected by the Manor driver there, and Maldonado, because of that, is out the Grand Prix. So very funny moment there as Vettel, we're back on board with him now. He's dropped to 11 seconds to Kimi RAIKKONEN, and I think it's safe to say now that Kimi RAIKKONEN will win the Bahrain Grand Prix. He's go on board with him now. He's driven amazingly all race, and he's going into the pits. What is he doing? Why is he going into the pits on lap 27? 3 laps remain of the Grand Prix. I have absolutely no idea, as he's definitely going to lose the lead because of this, as Nico Rosberg takes second place, which is definitely going to be the lead, as Kimi RAIKKONEN goes into the pits. Vettel won't have the DRS as well, because Rosberg overtook him after the detection point. So it means that Nico Rosberg has a pure advantage, with Sebastian trying to use the slipstream to take the lead of the Grand Prix now. But Rosberg just about holds on around the outside and stays in the lead of the Grand Prix. And is he now on his way to his and Mercedes' first win of the season, or is Sebastian going to catch up now as we move on to the final lap of the Grand Prix? But Sebastian has had Lewis Hamilton all over the back of him now. He goes slightly wide, Hamilton going down the inside. It looks like Hamilton's going to make it a Mercedes 1-2 here, but Vettel just holding on. Valtteri Bottas is also in this fight as well. Vettel going wide yet again, desperately trying to hold on second position. Hamilton trying round the outside, but Vettel holding it off around the inside. As we move on to the final few corners of the Grand Prix, Nico Rosberg has pulled up 3 seconds now. The tyres are going off for Sebastian. Can he hold on just for a few more corners, as Lewis Hamilton is right behind Vettel now, going onto the straight just before the final corner of the Grand Prix. He's going to try round the outside. It will be a miracle if he manages to pull this off, but no, Vettel just holds on to the inside line, and he will take second place of the Grand Prix. Nico Rosberg takes the win, his and Mercedes' first win of the season, and Sebastian Vettel crosses the line to take a brilliant second place finish here in Bahrain. So it is finally a race win for Mercedes, with Nico Rosberg beating Sebastian Vettel to the win, Lewis Hamilton taking third, Valtteri Bottas fourth, and Kimi RAIKKONEN recovering to finish in 5th position. So it's going to be very exciting as we move on to the Spanish Grand Prix, which will be next on the calendar, as we go on to the Drivers' Championship standings now. And going into the next round, Sebastian Vettel leads by 14 points for Nico Rosberg in second, Valtteri Bottas in third, and Lewis Hamilton in fourth. Kimi RAIKKONEN moving up to 7th despite his 5th place finish, and still a few drivers yet to score. As we have a look at the Constructors' Championship, and interestingly, Mercedes actually lead the Constructors' Championship standings. You'll see now 10 points ahead of Ferrari, Kimi RAIKKONEN not scoring as much as Vettel has, Williams still in third, and Red Bull in fourth. So it's going to be interesting as we move on to Catalonia. But now it's time to move on to the podium. So Mercedes finally take a race win this season, with Nico Rosberg being that man on the top step of the podium. Sebastian Vettel is in second, splitting the 2 Mercedes drivers, with Lewis Hamilton taking the final podium position of the race. So I'd like to thank you guys all for watching today's episode. If you have, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Until next time guys, it's been DMAC96, and I'll catch you guys next time for the Spanish Grand Prix.